Hey, welcome, elite entrepreneurs and empire builders. Jared back again with another incredible episode on Fran Opps Live. Man, I'm excited about today's episode. Excited to bring in this brand. It feels like we've kicked off the year just with some incredible opportunities. And that was my promise to you guys inside this group. As a benefit of being a member, exclusive member of this group, you're going to receive content surrounding some of the best opportunities and individuals in the franchising space. And that's part of just a big part of that comes from the network that we're affiliated with. You know, Fran Opps Live is we're affiliated with one of the best brokerages in franchising, Business Alliance Incorporated. And they do a great deal of kind of the validating of a lot of the brands we work with. Now, we work with over 350 different brands, right? In that, I kind of go, hey, let's look at the best of the best in here and let's bring them on Fran Opps Live. And that's what we've done again today with Aire Serv, which is not just one of Neighborly. If you're familiar at all with if you've looked at franchising at all, if you looked at business ownership at all, even if you've looked outside your home and seen vans drive by, you've probably come across the Neighborly brands before. And they own many different brands, from Molly Maid to Precision Garage Doors to anything Mr. Right? Mr. Rooter, Mr. Plumber, all of them. Mr. Electric, they Neighborly owns, man, they just a large, eclectic range of home service, restoration and repair and full service brands. And of all of them, the brand we're looking at today is number one. And we're going to talk about why that is and what that means. I'm so excited to bring on Jerry Cooper, the franchise developing director, team lead over at Aire Serv with Neighborly. This is exciting because they've kind of gone through a transformation themselves from not just doing maintenance and repair, but now they are a full scale operation in this space. They cover globally heating, ventilation, air conditioning, all of it. This is massive margins, super high potential, and they're looking for elite entrepreneurs. They're looking for we'll talk about it too. We'll get into what they're looking for. High net worth, business-minded people who know how to lead and form teams and scale teams and grow. And they're looking for all those things. And so today we're going to talk about their, what they offer, what they provide to you, and support and ongoing training and marketing, their technology, the space that they're in, even the in-house financing that they may offer. So we're going to uncover all of this for you today. You've probably seen them around. Maybe you've seen them either in person or on the Franchise 500 list from Entrepreneur. And so this is going to be a good one. So without further ado, let's welcome in my good friend, Jerry Cooper.
They say a house is something you buy, and a home is something you feel. At Neighborly, we believe a happy home is possible when you put your home in the hands of experts who truly care. Our community of locally owned and operated home service professionals make our Neighborly Done Right promise to every customer. If a job's not done right, we'll make it right. That's just the Neighborly thing to do. Neighborly.com. Trusted local professionals who get the job done right.
Yes. Hey, Jerry, welcome, man. I'm glad you've made it to I like to say the greatest group on the Facebook universe. So the metaverse. So welcome, man. I'm glad to have you on.
Thank you. Glad to be here too, Jared. And after everything you just said, thank you everybody for attending, and hope to see you in the future.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. And so let's just dive right in. Let's tell us a little bit about yourself, who we're talking to, really, and tell us a little bit about your story, how you got to where you are today.
Perfect. Jerry Cooper. I have over 28 years in franchising. I've been with several of the big brands in the business for many years with TBC, Midas, Big O Tires, Brick and Mortar, Pearl Vision, Brick and Mortar, Optometry, largest commercial cleaning franchisor in the world through Janiking. And this has just been over just three through this whole time. This is just a wonderful profession to be in, helping people realize their dreams, making friends across the country and in Canada as well. That's my background. I'm a proud Hawkeye from the University of Iowa. Sorry about that, Jared.
No, it's all good. I've mentioned a couple times on past Fran Opps Lives, friends. If you're seeing this and you didn't know, I'm from the great state of Iowa. I'm from the motherland of Iowa, and I cheer on the greatest university, which is Iowa State, the Cyclones, and all sports that matter, right? And so that's the little fun that Jerry's getting at me with here.
No, it's always good. So throughout most
Yeah.
states, there's colleges and junior colleges and universities. But moving through that, so that is my background. I've been
Mhm.
in operations and in development, and in this role is development and growing Aire Serv to the
Yeah.
leader that it is today.
Yeah. How long have you been with Aire Serv? Been over Aire Serv?
Well, I've been over Aire Serv now. It's going into 3 years. Prior to that, I was 3 years at a different brand
Okay.
and really identified this as the brand I wanted to move into for multiple reasons that hopefully we'll talk about.
Yeah, and yeah. Why is that? What? Tell us a little bit about what Aire Serv is, and I know that you've kind of taken the reins on shaping it a little bit to who it is today. So tell us a little bit about the brand.
So we evolve. So if you're thinking of HVAC, you're thinking of a technician. And basically, we started 40 years ago. We were one of the original brands with Neighborly. And 40 years ago, there'd be something wrong with your boiler, something wrong with your window air conditioner, something
Mhm.
wrong with some very simple things. And 40 years ago, we really didn't think about technology, energy efficiency, and we did well though. We've grown and
Mm.
we brought in some fantastic owners, and
Yeah.
then COVID hits in 2019. Also, technology has changed.
Mhm.
New resources for heating, cooling.
Mm.
Giving you an
Yep.
idea that when COVID hit, people were aware about, well, what kind of air am I breathing? I'm a big
Right.
sports fan,
No
right?
joke. Yeah.
Jared, I couldn't go to a sporting event inside without my wife saying, "Is it safe to go in?"
Right.
And knowing that they had these big signs, you all know, new filtration system, 100%
Mm.
micro. That
Mm.
gets me thinking. Okay.
Mhm.
Plus, big believer in making sure that, I have kids and grandkids, and I want to make sure that our home is free of dust, free of
Mhm.
germs. And it's all
Yep.
around 2019. So just aware of that in general about our environment. And in 2022,
Mhm.
the company talked to me about coming over to lead this brand because we were a repair brand before,
Yeah.
and they said your experience in the past with, and I'll just bring it up with Midas, which I used to run. Midas used to be dirty places where you go and get your muffler fixed, things like that.
Right. Yeah.
Well, then they wind up hiring the president of McDonald's, since I'm based in Chicago.
Hmm.
He comes in the mid 2000s and says, we need to change. Franchising is about people following a system,
Yeah.
making sure that they love the brand,
That's right.
and being brand delivery. That's what McDonald's did. They don't bring in cooks. So we did that where I was, and it
Okay.
grew to a point where we were sold to a multinational company.
Mhm.
So here at Neighborly, we were doing okay, but I had
Mhm.
a vision of really the executive model like McDonald's, whereas you're getting top tier owners like yourselves out there.
Yeah.
Maybe people that have had a great job and then all of a sudden downsizing, um, changes in the technology of what you're working in.
Mhm.
And so we changed all our marketing. We're bringing in people we call an executive model.
Okay.
You do not need a license. Some people think you need a license, Jared, to do this.
Right.
Licensing required. But what we do is with the right people that have the right intellect, background, and finances. In our training, we introduce you to national companies that you can get
Hmm.
license to rent. You hang the license up, and you're in business.
I'm confused. I'm confused, Jerry. You don't need a license, but
You do
there's
not
licenses. But you said
require. So
so. Explain
licenses
that
are
to me.
required through every state has a requirement to have an HVAC license
Okay.
for an HVAC business.
Okay.
You don't have to be the owner and have that. So what we do is we have three national companies.
Mhm.
Will align you with finding someone who has the license and they rent it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And to give you an idea, if you were looking at a med spa, those of you may
Okay.
have looked at that,
Uh-huh.
you're going to need to have a physician
You're right.
because of what they do.
Right.
There's no
Yeah.
physician there. They lease the
Mhm.
license. So don't let licensing scare you.
Sure.
We
Yeah.
tell everybody it's a non-issue,
Mhm.
but we must make sure we have people that have the finances in order to join us.
Mhm.
And it's just a barrier of entry. It keeps anybody
Yeah.
from going in.
Right. Have you had any states where that has been an issue before?
We've opened every place. We've had 50% of the states
Awesome.
don't even require it. And the other,
Sure.
we have three national companies. They're
Yeah.
fantastic. It's just
Mhm.
a matter of you picking which one you want. and hiring that license.
Awesome. Okay, good. Well, then tell us a little bit about what kind of people you're looking for. What kind of owners are you looking for? And, are they, tell us a little bit about their net worth and tell us a little bit about their background experience. Do
Sure.
they need to have experience in this? Do they need to have franchise ownership experience? Are you looking for single unit, multi-unit? Just who's Aire Serv, who's Neighborly wanting to see?
So this is an executive model. We're looking for
Okay.
people that can lead, people that are used to having a team,
Mm-hmm.
that are comfortable with financials. Do not want
Mm-hmm.
anybody from the HVAC business because you get too mixed up in the minutia.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Because they
So,
will be tempted to be doing the work themselves. Is that what you're saying?
right. Nobody we're bringing in is on the roof. Nobody is in the basement. That's what used to happen. You can't
Mm-hmm.
concentrate on the business that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're looking for the people that are out there that are executive leaders. Give you a couple
Okay.
examples, if I can, at this time. Jonathan Zeiss, Charlotte, North Carolina,
Hmm.
marketing executive, early 40s,
Okay.
tired of the corporate world,
Mm-hmm.
wants to be with his kids. Wife Emily is awesome. And he was tired of seeing what's happening with people around him losing their jobs. So he comes in, no background.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need that. He started
Yeah.
out with one territory, grew to two territories,
Yeah.
and we just got through signing up for another one next week
Hmm.
because he can manage people
Wow.
and he follows the system. Our
Yeah.
system's amazing.
So key. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are kind of people we're looking for. John Salentic down in Boca Raton, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
John's a sales manager. Those of you in sales, a lot of places are going direct these days. A lot of places are having people go online,
Mm-hmm.
do their own ordering, and they're seeing their jobs go away.
Mm-hmm.
Sales is a matter of talking to people. We're
Yeah.
all about making people happy with their homes and
Mm-hmm.
keeping your staff happy as well. So
Mm.
we're bringing in some great people with sales management background as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
Couples who are looking to one breadwinner wanting to eventually get out,
Yep.
but they can't do it right away.
Mm-hmm.
So the partner is going to go ahead and be running the Aire Serv while the
Mm-hmm.
other one's waiting for that business to rise. That's really who we're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah. No, makes total sense. What does that process look like for them to become an owner with? Is it unique to Aire Serv, separate from what Neighborly does, or what's that? What can they expect?
It depends on the brand. So
Okay.
there's requirements for entry. So there's a minimum
Mm-hmm.
investments around 250,000.
Okay.
Okay, and we start out with one truck, one technician, a customer
Mm-hmm.
service person. The great thing about this is you scale. You're not going to have to go out and get a big location. No brick and mortar. You
Right.
have an industrial park.
Right.
Okay, you grow and you scale, and at that time then you add a person. We're there to support you with our franchise business coaches.
Mm-hmm.
You add a truck and you keep moving up, but you're not on the street with an expensive location.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
1,500
Do they ever
2,000
grow
square feet.
into that? Like, I
Yeah.
imagine as they bring on employees, they would need a place for the internal staff to work and all that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
over time, so typically this is like 4 to 5 people.
Okay.
Okay,
Yep.
but over time, if you start doing seven figures, things like you'll want something. I
Yeah.
have people that get a building, lease out part of it. The
Mm-hmm.
key is you don't need to do that and be saddled down with that overhead. So it
Okay.
allows you to breathe, get to your break even
Yeah.
faster. We have something called Pro Trade Net. I have 280 vendors on this, Jared.
Oh,
So what
wow.
happens, guys? So just think out there. You
Yeah.
don't keep a bunch of air conditioners.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're called, technically, a bunch of air conditioners in your back room that you're paying for.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just say that you need a 3-ton carrier. Because of our relationship, your tech is out there, they're making the order, they find
Mm-hmm.
where it is, they hit carrier, carrier has it ready the next morning, carrier
Wow.
then can deliver it to you. No warehousing, no
Wow. Yeah.
paying for that
Yep.
inventory. But
Note a
then
little
if
overhead. Love it.
if you get larger later, you know your turns, you
Mm-hmm.
can bring it in. But that's much later.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's so good. And 280 vendors and partners.
Mhm.
That's pretty unique. I know we've had some brands on too that we've talked about, like they've got 50, which is still pretty good, but man, to know that those relationships are already set in place, many of which I am just going to assume some are probably required, some are probably optional, but the point of the matter of the fact is they're all there already ready for you to just take and use to own and operate your business.
None required. If you
None
can find
required.
something, no, this is the nice thing about us. You got to be careful in franchising.
Yeah.
I've been around a while, and sometimes
Mhm.
there's you must buy this from us. You must buy our
Sure.
bread. And that probably scares a lot of you thinking about that.
Yeah.
Not with us. So you have all these
Okay.
vendors with rebates and discounts as well.
Oh, wow.
Large rebates to you. But
Yeah.
besides product, do you worry about can you get started and how are you going to take care of your family for your insurance?
Mm.
There's insurance, retirement, dental, health. There's
Wow.
payroll, there's
Wow.
back room, there's HR. We have
Mhm.
everything. Vehicles. That's the key to Neighborly,
Mhm.
which is the one-stop shop to help you scale up without
Mhm.
going totally in debt to a crazy amount at the beginning.
Right. That's so good. So you mentioned the overall investment about 250,000 for a single
That's right.
unit.
Mhm.
How much of that needs to be is liquidity? How much liquidity do they need to have?
So I need to consider you a minimum of 50,000 liquid,
Okay.
250 net worth.
Okay.
If
Yeah.
you have a clean background and a good credit score over 700, we have monies available through the SBA to
Okay.
where we can offer you a larger SBA express loan, not through us, through people we utilize,
Yep.
of up to $275,000,
Hmm.
where most places are $150,000.
Yeah.
So we never have any issue with the right people getting them more than enough, as
Yeah.
well as there's a
That's
way to
great.
utilize your retirement plan and convert that into
Oh,
um,
sure.
kind of a fund. It's called a rollover benefit. We
Yep.
have the top provider in North America doing that, and you just pay yourself back.
Yeah.
So if we're made for each other, you don't have to go anywhere else. It's all here, and I can introduce you to everybody.
Love that. It's one of the neighborly advantages right there. And really that's the biggest hang up for most people is the funding. And then that's
Mhm.
still today the number one reason most franchises close or don't succeed is because of financials. They weren't funded properly or something fell through. And so to know that you have security working with a company like Neighborly, who's going to make sure you're set up in that arena already, that obviously greatly reduces and mitigates that risk factor for you as you're considering future opportunities, especially if you want to be in the home maintenance space. You're looking at the best opportunity right now regarding that. So what does the support then, all that they're investing into this, investing
Mhm.
250,000, what does the support look like
So,
from Aire Serv side?
So support's amazing. So just let me give you an idea. So from day one, you sign your agreement, and this is after a process of we're going to meet. I'm going to have you talk to owners. You're
Hmm.
going to talk to people like yourself. You're going to get comfortable, and if all lines up, I'm going to invite you to what's called a meet the team day. And this
Okay.
isn't an event where we're going to get you in a room and close the doors and not let you out until you get a franchise.
Hmm.
This is an event to see that you'll meet with us all day virtually. We have
Okay.
some in person. We want to make it easy for you.
Hmm.
And at the end of the day, you're going to ask yourself, are they who they say they are?
Right.
Well, we meet you.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, if it's meant to be, we sign an agreement.
Yeah.
And then we have somebody for you called a Sure Start coach.
Okay.
Just imagine you're going to have your very own person take you
Mhm.
from the beginning to just about 1 month before you open. Typically, it's about 90 days online. Once a week, you meet. And then you're going to have items you do. You're going to knock down your insurance. They're going to bring in marketing. They're going to work with you on what your marketing is going to be. We're going to bring in our franchise business coaches who are going to
Mm.
work with you on setting up your performa, so to speak, your budget. So you're not having to just think out of the blue. They're saying based upon your area, based upon where we are, we're going to guide you through this. Now it's time to start looking for people. Here's what we do. We have a
Yeah.
proprietary system to help look for people. You can go all the way through that, and then about a month before you open, you come into our Dallas or Waco headquarters, work
Okay.
with our team and our systems. All the systems are there. You're not going outside to buy additional systems. You sit
Mhm.
down like I am, and we have everything for you. Then you go home to your family, relax, decompress, and then go back to one of 3 to 5 training franchisees, work right next to them, and
Hmm.
work with our sales process on how you go in and evaluate a home, talk to them about their needs. It's all
Yeah.
based on really an Apple computer,
Okay.
and teach your salesperson how to sell. You
That's great.
open, that's when things start. So it's
What's
about
that
4
runway
months.
look like? What's that runway look like from
4
you know
months.
when they sign for you can get them open
4
and going
months.
in 4 months.
Absolutely.
Wow,
Absolutely.
that's some turnaround right there.
Absolutely. And you know what, Jared? Sometimes I talk to
Holy
people and say,
smoke!
"Well, I don't know." And I say, "Well, how long have you been looking?" Well, about a year. How much of your funds have you used in a year
Right.
that instead you could be investing in an equity building situation with our franchise?
Right. My goodness. Yeah, that's so good. So then I imagine, and I've heard even from you, I wonder if you could share
Mhm.
some, do you have any specific success stories or franchisees that come to mind that are, living out that American dream, or this has really helped them kind of reach, or at least they're on their way to reaching those goals of business ownership, franchise ownership that they once had.
Absolutely. And just to give you all an idea, what you get with us is you're going to have an unbelievable platform. You're going to have a great website, but we're also going to develop your Facebook, because your Facebook
Oh,
for
nice.
home services, that's where
Yeah.
your core people are. And you're all on that wanting to take care
Mm.
of your your,
Right.
your
Right. Yeah.
community. So give you some idea. John Salentic, Boca
Okay.
Raton, Florida,
Oh, okay.
42 years of age, was in systems management as a director,
Hmm.
just tired of it.
Yeah.
Wanted to be able to have a life because it's work-life balance.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
no background at all in this, but understood people, understood systems. He's doing fantastic in Boca Raton.
Yeah.
Expanded into Boynton Beach. Okay. Um, Jonathan Zeiss and his wife Emily.
Hmm.
1 year, and they're now expanding. 2 territories at the beginning because we can do multiple territories. We can do the empire builder
Mhm.
dream. So now they're going in from Charlotte into South Carolina, and
Yeah.
he was a marketing vice president with things happening at work. More and more people were being laid off, and he saw the
Sure.
future.
Yeah.
Okay. Wife was behind him. He's doing fantastic.
Mhm.
Loves it. You always ask him, and I introduce you to him. Would you do it again? His answer is yes. So very happy. And these are new people. If I look at existing people,
Yeah.
I have Sarah Boyce in Wilmington, Delaware. Her father, one of our longtime owners,
Okay.
was doing okay. Was converting. Was a technical person. Sarah
Sure.
graduates from the University of Maryland with an MBA.
Mhm.
Comes in at 26 years of age and has quadrupled his business by
Oh, no
being
way.
a good business person, a,
Wow.
a woman leader in the business community,
Come on.
and her staff love her, but she's a marketing genius. So our marketing team, I have over 120 people in marketing at our Dallas
Mhm.
headquarters.
Yeah.
We're a brand leader. We're there for you
Yeah.
with proven marketing. So there's a success story for someone right out of college.
Yeah. Wow. That's incredible.
It is incredible.
26 in a female, and in like a blue collar space that I would envision it's pretty heavily male.
It used to be, and it
Yeah?
used to be pretty heavily monotone,
Okay.
but we're very proud of the complexity that we're bringing in with
Yeah.
this business. And it's a different world out there. It
100%.
definitely is.
Incredible. Yeah. So then with that, as we kind of start getting toward the end here too, at the end of the day, for owners, no one gets into business to not make money. And I know you can't tell us, hey, here's how much you're going to make, but can you share a little bit about what maybe the item 19 shares about, or talk about margins or anything like that that can kind of help insight to our group here?
Yes, I can. So when you, if any of you are looking at franchises out there, the only ones that can talk about a bottom line, they have company owned units. But they also, from me, you can do anything you want to with a company owned unit.
Hmm.
Ours are 100% franchised. You have exclusive territories.
Hmm.
Our item 19, our top 10% of owners, annual sales 5.95 million annually.
Wow.
Our average 1.59 million.
Your
Okay?
average 1.59,
Yes.
1.6 almost. Wow. That's
Mhm.
crazy.
And as far as margins, let me ask you all a
Mhm.
question. Have you ever replaced your HVAC unit? This is not like buying a television.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
a big ticket.
Yep.
It should have a resultant margin.
Mhm.
But besides the big ticket, everybody, you don't want a one shot. You want recurring revenue.
Yeah.
So if you look on the financials out there, you'll
Mhm.
see a lot of private equity, which is the big word,
Yeah.
looking at our business at HVAC because of high ticket and
Mhm.
recurring revenue. So
Right.
what we have is a proprietary Aire Serv Advantage plan. So we teach you, and your techs will know this, that once they go in for the assessment, they say, we're going to go ahead and order this piece, but could we have our owner, Jared, stop out,
Hmm.
talk with your family, and see if we're making sure that we get you everything? Here's a iPad. Jared comes out, sits down with the family, asks questions. Everything's in there technically, because guess what? People have children with asthma,
Yeah.
pet dander problems, homes that don't have equal distribution of air. Anybody have a cold room? Anybody have a hot room? So through our system, we find out, and that lets the people get a bigger purchase if necessary, and then we make sure that they have a warranty where we stop out twice a year. You
Mhm.
collect it up front, so you have monies coming in 20, 30, $40 a month from
Mhm.
all your clients. You don't have to worry about getting new people. You want new, but you're keeping your existing staff or your
Yeah.
existing people.
Yeah. Wow. So good. Last question I have for you, Jerry, is, there's even within our BAI portfolio, we
Mhm.
have 100 plus different home service brands. You know, even in Neighborly, there's 21 different brands. In HVAC, there's, I don't know how many, but there's a bunch of y'all, right? So,
Correct.
and in home maintenance, there's just a ton of different competitive brands. How does someone know that they're selecting the right one? So for anyone that's watching or is going to watch down the road and they're on the fence, they're that 50-50, like they're curious. They don't know if Aire Serv is the right one over any of your competitors. What would you say is kind of the last piece of advice for them? What do they need to consider? Why do they need to consider your brand over some of your competitors?
That's a very good question. And I'll just put it to you this way. Franchising is a risk.
Mhm.
And you're probably surprised someone like me would say that, which
Owning a
is true.
business at any level
Yeah,
is a
at
risk.
any level.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What mitigates that risk
Mhm.
is the quality of the
Mhm.
franchise, the longevity,
Yeah, right.
the ability to support you and
Mhm.
market you.
Yeah.
So, why neighborly? With my 19 brands, let's just say
Yeah.
Jerry wants to open in Des Moines, Iowa,
Mhm.
and there's 30 other HVAC. That's wonderful. Our business is ripe with people that are not professional. Typically, they're
Mm.
mom and pop operations.
Sure.
But I can tell
Right.
you that in Des Moines, we have multiple brands of our other brands, and people love neighborly.
Hmm.
So, people, if they're happy with Mr. Electric, if they're happy with Molly Maid, if they're happy with all these other names, all of a sudden I'm popped up on our app. And they go, you know what? We love our other brand. Oh, they've got Aire Serv now. So that truck behind me says Aire Serv, and I might
Yeah.
be the first in your area, but the neighborly on the bottom, you're seeing everywhere.
Right.
We
Absolutely.
also, and we own all the clients. So when
Mhm.
you open, we're going to market to all our other brands. So you're not coming in as an individual, and there's nobody else with as many brands as us.
Yeah.
So you might not even know this, Jared, but we're marketing at the beginning, 2, 3 flights of emails. We're
Oh,
going
wow.
ahead and we're showing all the vans. Instead of one Aire Serv, there's 30 Aire Serv vans. Also, you're going to know all our other owners, and
Yeah.
our owners work together called the Neighborly Hub. You're
Yeah.
going to have people that will advise you, work with you, co-market with you. The advantage of Neighborly is neighborly. No one's as big.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. So good. Man, Jerry, this has been incredible to be able for me to deep dive into Aire Serv a little bit too, because I know you and I have only had a handful of conversations here and there in
Correct.
passing, really. So this has been a joy and a treat for me to learn about this. This is an incredible opportunity, and I've always loved Neighborly as a whole. I firmly believe in who they are and the services they provide and how they run business, how they take care of their franchisees, and to now be able to learn about the Aire Serv model and everything that goes with it. It's really incredible. And so, friends, if that's you and you're sitting on the fence right now and you're kind of going, I'm curious, I think that there's some high potential here which you're right. But if you're like, hey, I want to learn a little bit more, see if this might be a good fit for me, what I want you to do is just in the comments, type AV, 2 letters, capital A, capital V, drop it in the comments below. And what we'll do is we'll reach out with a conversation. I'll send you a DM and just say, hey, let's talk. Let's find a time to connect. Let's start by just seeing, hey, is territory available? Let's see if this might be a good fit for you. And I have a couple other follow-up questions as well. It's kind of help you engage with that process and really see if that might be worth having a conversation. And if it is, we'll connect you to Jerry and his team and get you on their discovery process ASAP to starting to work toward if this is the right fit for you, if you are the right fit for them, they'll work you through the whole process. And then after that, 4 months later, get you open and operating your own business. We're going to make 2025 a great year for you. We're going to make it a great year for Aire Serv. And so I'm excited about this. So type AV in the comments and we'll reach out. We'll get some conversations going. Jerry, until then, I can't thank you enough, my friend. This has truly been a pleasure.
Same here, Jared. And everybody out there watching, I hope to hear from you. And I'll make one guarantee that if you reach out to Jared here, you'll only work with me. I run the brand and I will take care of you. Okay.
That's great. That's good. That's such great confidence. Thank you, Jerry. We'll talk to you again another time. Friends, we'll see you again next week. This is Jared signing out. See y'all later.